to the channel, everybody. Y'all already know, Norris back with another one of these videos where I go over any topic that's going around the internet. I thought it'd be perfect to use this video and talk about all the big blockbuster trades that went on in the NBA. It's been crazy. Like, this might be the craziest year for the NBA in terms of blockbuster trades. There are so many. Craziest, one of the craziest weeks for the NBA I've ever seen. And I've been watching NBA basketball for like the last, I don't even know, maybe like 15, 20 years, you can say. So like, this is probably the craziest week I've ever seen for the NBA in terms of like trades. The NBA looks completely different now. So many faces on different teams. I'm gonna take like the most significant trades that were made so far and give you guys my own opinion about what it's gonna do for both teams that's part of the trade, what it's gonna do for the league, if it's a good trade or not. But before I get started with this video, I'm gonna go over some of my music that I have coming up for the future. So the new track Microphone Check, that's already out, available on all platforms, Spotify, iTunes, my YouTube channel. You can find that everywhere. The next track I'm dropping for February 14th, this one's called Guapamole. So like, that's the next song that I'm dropping for February 14th, 12 a.m. around the dot. A little bit earlier through my SoundCloud and YouTube. If you have me through YouTube and SoundCloud, you can hear the track a day earlier. Keep that in mind. Check out Microphone Check if you haven't already. That's the most recent song that I have out. Guapamole, set for February 14th. Plenty more music and content to come after that track. I've been working on a lot of new stuff also. Lights, Camera, Actors is a new album that I have complete and set for June 4th. Keep that in mind for June 4th. New album, 10 tracks, Lights, Camera, Actors. EPs or mixtapes to come up in the future. I'll give you guys the information about that in the upcoming like months of this year. It's kind of crazy, man. Like, thinking about it in this way, you're actually like, you get drafted by a team. You know what I'm saying? You get traded like after 3 years. The way the NBA is going, it's turning more and more into a business. It's always been a business, but it's like getting closer and closer to like the business side more, rather than everybody's like friends type environment. Your job is safe, and when a team drafts you, that's your home. Like, it's leaning towards the business side more and more every single season. It's like the NBA, they're really just in it for the money rather than entertaining the fans the right way, given their team stars and how it was back in the day. Like, you see players like Kobe Bryant staying with the same team his entire career, Steph Curry staying with Golden State. Like, it's no longer like that anymore. It's kind of crazy to see a guy like Luka get traded to the Lakers. Like, I honestly thought the Mavs were going to keep Luka for his entire career. I guess no one's safe, man. It is a legit business, the NBA. And the first trade I'm going to talk about is Luka for AD. So that's obviously the biggest trade out of all of them. There was a lot of big trades, but that one stands out for me the most. The Mavs might have won this trade more than the Lakers. As good as Luka is, I think Luka is the future star of the NBA, more so than Davis. I think Davis is the better player currently right now, but Anthony Davis is 31 years old, right? So he probably has maybe like 8 seasons, the max, and he gets injured often. So that's another thing. He's sort of injury prone. He's a bigger player. He's 7 feet tall. So that's a lot more weight on his like joints and bones and all of that. Usually that leads to the player ending his career because all the surgeries they have to go through. Right now, at the moment, the Mavs won the trade, but I think in the future, the Lakers will end up winning the trade with the development with Luka. He's only 25 years old. They can put pieces around him. Even LeBron James, like, being older and retiring soon, I can see the Lakers putting more pieces around Luka. The NBA knowing Luka's talent, how good he is. Man, it's the Lakers. It's, you know what I mean? They're one of those big market teams. They can convince players to come to the Lakers anytime they want to. You know what I mean? They're just that type of team. So I can see in the future the Lakers adding pieces around Luka to turn their team into a contending team. Even with LeBron James retiring or not retiring, I can see him adding more pieces around Luka to become a stronger team for the future. But at the moment, I think the Mavs won the trade, and I think they have a better chance at becoming a championship team with Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, and they got a lot of other pieces like off the bench. I feel like they're just a better built team to contend for a championship over the Lakers at the moment right now. But it'll be interesting to see what the Lakers do in the upcoming like weeks, see if like they make more moves to give LeBron James and Luka help. Jimmy Butler for Andrew Wiggins. Now Jimmy Butler is pretty old right now, you know. I'm pretty sure he's like 35 years old. Like, he's getting up there in age. It's not really affecting his game that much. Like, he can still put up 20 points anytime he wants to. He's still like Jimmy Butler, but I think it's more about his attitude rather than his age that's going to affect Golden State in a negative way. In my opinion, I think Golden State's going to go the opposite direction with this acquisition. Jimmy Butler, he's a great player, a great three-man that can score for you, can play defense, can rebound. He can do a lot of different things on the floor. But I think with this trade, and as good as Steph Curry is, the greatest shooter to ever do it, they still have Draymond Green there. They've won championships before. They have like the blueprint and all that. I think with Jimmy Butler there, I feel like he's going to do something with the team in terms of like distractions and attitude problems, just like what he's been doing with all of his past teams. And I think this is the biggest reason why Jimmy Butler gets moved a lot, why he's played for so many different teams. He's got an attitude problem. It's like he's the most important person in the room, no matter what room he's in. He's like that type of person. And I think that's part of why Miami Heat pushed him off the team. He got suspended like 3 different times, man. Like, after the suspension, he comes back to the team and plays like everything's good. Like, I don't know. There is so many messed up things going on with Miami behind the scenes, but now he's on Golden State. Miami Heat, they're able to get Andrew Wiggins. I think the Heat might have won the trade just a slight bit because I think Andrew Wiggins has a similar game style as Jimmy Butler, but he's a lot younger. I'm pretty sure he's like 29 years old or like 30, and then Jimmy Butler's like 35. So I think for the future, for right now and for the future, I think Miami Heat won the trade. They're a lot closer to winning a championship with this trade over Golden State. Who knows? Maybe Golden State makes more moves for the future, but at the moment, Miami Heat won that trade for sure. De'Aaron Fox for Zach LaVine. Sacramento making a trade with Chicago Bulls. This one here, Zach LaVine, or I should say DeMar DeRozan, he gets his homie back from the Chicago days. They were teammates on the Chicago Bulls, so their chemistry is gonna be like easy to activate. De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs is really good. I think this is a fair trade. I think this one's completely even. I think the Spurs won it just a bit maybe because Zach LaVine, he's a great player, but he's sort of injury prone, just like Anthony Davis. So I can see him getting injured often. I hope not, obviously, but just because of his history, he's missed a lot of games because of injuries. If he can stay healthy, I think it's a pretty even trade between the Spurs, Sacramento, but I think this one helps the Spurs just a bit more because De'Aaron Fox is really good, in my opinion. I think he's like a top 10 point guard in the league. He's coming to a team that's won championships before in the past. It's just one of those teams that's blue collar and they're very strict when it comes to like winning games if they have the talent to do it. They got Wemby on the team. Stephon Castle is like a really good draft pick for the Spurs, and he has a lot of potential to become great in the future. Chris Paul's still there. He can give advice to De'Aaron Fox, but De'Aaron Fox is definitely taking the keys as their like starting point guard, possibly their franchise point guard going in the future with Wemby. Fox, Wemby. I think the Spurs are set up nice for the future. The last one I'll mention here is the Brandon Ingram trade to the Raptors. I think it was Brandon Ingram for Bruce Brown. I think we gave draft picks to the Pelicans on top of it, a first round pick, a second round pick. I think that's it. It might have been a little bit more. We ended up getting Brandon Ingram. So I'm a Raptors fan. I'm pretty sure you guys know that already. Before the season started, I wanted the Raptors to lose a lot this year because then we can potentially get a top 3 draft pick for next year, and this draft class is very strong. It's a deep draft class this year. There's actually a lot of talent in this year's college NCAA, so I was hoping the Raptors were gonna lose every game, which they kind of did, but then recently we've been winning, maybe because Quickly's healthy now, so we got a little bit more assistance. RJ Barrett too, he's kind of been on and off with his injuries, but he's healthy now, so we're like winning a little bit more now. I wouldn't say a little bit closer to 500, but a lot closer than we were before. We were only at single digit wins for a bit. It was making me happy because then we're getting close to a draft pick. We can possibly get Cooper Flag, but I mean, that might be out the window now, especially getting Brandon Ingram. If he can stay healthy for us, one more piece, or maybe one of our younger players that we drafted develops to a level where it can help us contend for a chip. I don't know about championship, but like, we're for sure a playoff team with Brandon Ingram, guys like Grady Dick and Jacoby Walters, Jonathan Mogbo. That's another player. He can develop. We can truly be a playoff team. I'm not going to say a championship contending team because, like, it's really difficult to win a championship. We don't have Kawhi Leonard. We'll need some serious help if we really want to win the whole thing. But I think with Brandon Ingram on our squad, we are definitely a playoff team for next year. Not for this year, but next year. I don't think we have enough time to win games to make the playoffs this year. Maybe a tournament spot and we sneak in, but I think we should pack it up. Keep Brandon Ingram on the squad, pack it up for good for this year, and put our focus for next year. Trying to make the playoffs and little by little try to get closer to that championship. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know if you think differently about my takes on each of these trades. I try to go for the most significant trades that are most popular because there is a lot of trades that I left out in this video that I could have talked about, but I try to keep it to like the most popular ones. So let me know what you guys think about my takes on these trades. Listen to Microphone Check, available everywhere on all platforms. The next song dropping Guapamole, that's set for February 14th. Plenty more content and music to come up in the future, man. I got a lot of songs in the vault, so if you guys like the music that you're hearing, man, I got some music video ideas for down the road that I'm currently like drawing up, man. I got a lot of plans going on right now for the future. So make sure you subscribe, like, comment, definitely. Most importantly, like out of all things, and I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm out of here. Peace.